I just watched a video from one of my subscribers. This is a response to what happens when you lose everything. Really watch this video. She's really telling the truth. And I guess I'm going to share my story of when I lost everything. It's very similar. Lost the car. What happens then is, in order for you to even buy your food, you got to walk and carry your food. She's on a pension. I could have gone into a pension, but I am on a welfare system. It's a disability. It's the same damn thing. It's more or less like the government retiring you. um, and it's going to happen to everybody. Everybody's going to lose everything. The ones that lose it first, we're just the front liners, but we know what happens, and we are the first ones that it happened to. We're not even the first ones that it happened to. This has been going on for generations. If you want to watch a third world country, they are the first lines. And it's happened in Canada. We've had so many homeless people. We consider them to be the lowest class of society, and yet nobody's really understanding what's going on. A lot of people that are homeless are dealing with a mental illness. The only thing that creates a mental illness is our breakdown of society. It creates a mental illness. Nobody wants to recognize what mental illness is, but it's not something that you just catch. It's abuse. We physically abuse somebody, they break an arm, and we can see something's wrong. But if you break emotionally somebody's brain, with our psychology, with our emotional bullshit, that the stress we force onto other people, it'll create a mental illness. So a great deal of our lifestyles are creating mental illnesses, which are creating people who live in poverty that are homeless. So yeah, that's the first thing that happened to me. Is right away people do an awful lot of judging. Us people are stupid, us people are lazy, us people don't want to work, don't want to be functional. We very much lose any form of human rights. Human rights are something that you have to afford. If you can't afford to pay for your human rights, they're non-existent. And you will get an awful lot of people judging you, saying a lot of things that aren't true about you, that you're stupid, you're ignorant. I happen to think a lot of us aren't. We just don't want to play this evil game. The only ones that seem to be not in poverty are willing to play the game that's lying to everybody and cheating everybody, but because they end up making money and profiting off of cheating other people and not following laws and not doing what's right and not having any morals, you end up creating poverty. So it really kills me every time I see somebody that says end poverty, and it's like you look at what they do and it's like, you're creating poverty. What do you mean? Where is your wish, want, and desire to end poverty when all you're interested in is creating poverty? It's just an insanity that people in poverty, while people are saying lies about you, and um, it's really hard to communicate with other people because you're so friggin' angry that people don't want to understand. Um, you start finding out that a lot of nonprofit organizations that want to help you, all they're interested in is making a lot of money saying they want to help you, but they don't. So you very much are on your own. You do, the transportation has been an issue because while all of the abuse affected me both emotionally and physically, it was really hard to carry groceries home every day. The cold weather definitely affects you, and you've got to walk a long ways to the store to end up getting your food and then carry something that your arms, are kind of crippled, and you still got to carry your food home. Can't afford the taxis, can't afford any form of transportation. You don't have cell phones, so you start recognizing that, if you want to use a phone booth anywhere, they've gotten rid of the phone booth. So, if our cell phone technology dies, like, in solar flares, you won't be able to contact anybody on a regular phone because there are no phones on the streets. But nobody's noticing that because y'all have cell phones. Um, you lose your credit, um, which is no big deal because people are, are always make this threat. Do you want to wreck your credit? And it's like, hell, there's so many other people that wreck my credit. I don't give a shit. You have a great deal more freedom if you know it. Um, Poverty is a good thing if you know what's good about it. You can say whatever the hell you want to, and nobody can sue you because there's nothing to sue. You do have a sense of freedom that you never ever had before. I had an awful lot of bills that I had to pay every month: the car bill, the insurance bill, um, the gas bill. I mean, the bills that I had were so much stress on me that when they left, it was like, oh shit, I don't have to worry about anything anymore. So, this freedom, I definitely enjoyed that freedom. And um, I've always looked at it at, those that are judging me just have no clue. Forgive them for they do not know what they're saying. So it does very much affect me when people misjudge who I am, but at the same time, it's given me the perspective that there's an opportunity. A lot of people don't know what's going on. A lot of people are destroying themselves, and that's an opportunity to kind of teach people what's really going on. So I can either be stuck in the doom and gloom of how bad everything is while you live in poverty, or I can use this as an opportunity to get into, the solution of everything I see that's wrong. Um, yeah, somehow I need to, pay that rent and pay the monthly bills in whatever system that we as a globe want to agree on. So right now we're in a financial system, so um, got to learn how to figure that one out, which has led me to just, I did an awful lot of research to try and prove an awful lot of things that I've seen and found the proof. Had to work on my communication skills, had to calm down, had to heal, use the information that says that everything, is healable. All of the mental illnesses, the physical injuries are curable. So I had to use that information first, so kind of cured myself of a lot of things. Still work in progress. There's still part of the human network of everything that's wrong. So I can't say that, you know, I'm perfect, follow me. Um, the next stage is to unite a lot of people and educate a lot of people. So that's why I started this YouTube channel, is try to educate a lot of people on the information that I've researched, because it's all going to happen to you. And that's part of the shift, is when it affects more than enough people living in poverty, then we'll make a massive shift. But yeah, it is a painful experience, but only if you want it to be painful. I've chosen to get out of the pain of living in poverty as fast as possible. Sort of this accepting and allowing that, okay, this is shit, but what did it do for me? I didn't have to work anymore. So, and all of my stress went. So my major job from being a workaholic, living off of 1 hour's sleep, the hardest thing that I ever did was learn to relax. So I took 2 years trying to get really good at relaxing. That is like a job. And it's boring as freaking hell, but you have to sort of figure out, how do you enjoy boredom? Because that's the hardest part. But and I'm still somewhat of a workaholic. You can kind of tell by the amount of videos that I upload. Kind of don't know how to shut my mouth. Kind of tell by the amount of videos I upload. But um, I found that really helped, is not to stay in the negative of the experience, but just sort of feel what it feels like. Yeah, it's bad, and but then jump into, okay, what's good about this? How can I use this to my benefit? And it's like, everybody wanted to say I'm crazy. Everybody wanted to say I'm wrong about a lot of things. It's just like, as soon as I agreed with them, they started paying me. And then, as soon as I stopped the fight, then I started calming down. You know, it is insanity to do what society wants you to do. Society wants you to put a round peg in a square hole, and you haven't figured out that it doesn't work. But you're gonna try. You're gonna stress yourself out. Gonna have lots of caffeine. You're gonna think I'm a fighter. I can do anything. That's where I was. And as long as you keep thinking that you can do the impossible, it's like, just be aware of it's somebody else's impossible. The only reason it's impossible is because you as a human being don't want to do that. So now is the time for you to be figuring out what it is you want to do and create your own life. It's like you start off, from scratch. You get rid of all of the old, you clean out your house completely, and you have the opportunity to fill it up with something completely different. And that's how I chose to handle poverty, is um, to focus on what's good about this. How can I benefit? How can I bring into my life something completely new? And I'm telling you, that really has put me in a better state of mind, has shown me more opportunities. I have a reason to get up in the morning. Yeah, you do lose your friends. Mind you, I didn't really have any friends in the first place because I was working 24/7. I had no time for socializing because I was too busy raising kids. Um, and now, you know, who the hell do you associate with? A lot of people that are in poverty want to be stuck in the doom and gloom of, how bad everything is in their life, and I don't really like listening to that. And then, there's people that are making a ton of money, and it's like not really interested in friends that want to earn their living off of doing harm to other people. So it is really, really hard to find that tribe you belong to. But it's happening. I'm seeing more opportunities. I'm optimistic, and I do think that this is just a process that we're all going to go through. Um, don't be too angry. Try and find your calm. This is a time for you to go on a vacation. So just try and learn how to enjoy life without stuff, so that when we build our world is not going to put so much value on stuff that, let's face it, half the shit that you buy you throw out or it breaks within 2 minutes. It's a complete waste of money and a waste of time, and you're putting a lot of labor into that. So it's like, it's going to make us a lot wiser and smarter, and it's going to hit all of us globally. So that means globally we'll all make a change. We'll all be living in poverty. So it won't be so bad when everybody else is there. Peace out.